When you've come to a full boil on water, always let it stand for 30 seconds. Brings it down from the boiling point to about, I think, 100, I can't remember what it is, 198 degrees or something. Whatever it is, 30 seconds is enough to bring it down to pour. You don't want to pour boiling water into your coffee. You don't want to cook your coffee before it ever gets in there, and it's not really safe. Good evening, everyone. So welcome to Exit 61, Virginia Truckers' first outside of the truck cooking show. So this is a trucking cooking show. Let me show you what I got over here. What we got lined up. We got this propane or butane cooker. Set this right. So we got this butane cooker. I got my coffee pot if I should decide to make cowboy coffee, or I want to make some Turkish coffee. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. I don't know if I want to take the time to make the cowboy coffee or not. But I am going to cook up this thinly sliced ribeyes. I don't know how many are in that pack, but they're really designed for like a Korean hot pot. But we're going to cook them up on the stove thin. Loki and I are going to feast. I've got some seasonal salt over there, which is good. I don't need anything else. Don't need to add salt and pepper. Got that seasonal. That's plenty. I've got some coconut oil to spray in the pan, just for shits and giggles. And we're set. Plates, fork, spoon, what is that, spatula, super sharp hunting knife, because I don't believe in carrying a dull knife. You can shave with that, literally. So let's see what we can cook up. Oh, and sorry about that APU, that's the generator. I'll shut that off when I start cooking. Okay, let's see what we got going. Here first, got to get this butane canister installed first. Just regular butane. Lock it into place. That's all she wrote. Now we're ready to fire it up. Let's make sure those steaks are thawed out enough. Yeah, they're cookable, I think. I don't know if I should leave it out a little longer, let them thaw out a little bit more. I think they'll be okay if I do a slow heat. Yeah, they're pliable. They're still quite cold, but they're pliable. So we'll cook them on a low flame. Not how I like to cook it. I like to cook them fast. Hot skillet, that's really the way to do it. But they may be frozen inside, so we're not going to do that. Partially frozen anyway. Some ice crystals. I don't want to cook that too fast with ice crystals in there, or a bit frozen for sure. But it's not frozen, I know that, because I was able to bend it. But it's damn cold. Well, we're going to heat it up a little bit. We're going to get it hot and turn it back down. We're going to get it real hot. Coconut oil in there. Don't want to mess up those, get any blood on those plates. we got here? Let's go over here and get this blood away from everything so we don't draw insects and critters over to our truck. A lot of washing to do. I don't have much water. I don't know where I'm going to get the water from. I'm going to waste my water too. I'm a little annoyed. I'm having to cook up a bunch of food that I wasn't planning on cooking at when I'm at the areas where I can actually walk to buy food or a dinner, a cheap dinner or whatever. This is for when we're out driving and we don't have any food. We're stopped at a rest stop or on the side of the road or in some parking lot somewhere and we need food, or we're doing a 34 next weekend, I think. I'm going home on time, like I told her though. I told her Monday, so I'm going home Monday. Just because this stuff is just ridiculous. What I'm about to tell you is I took this in, and the main reason I went in is because the refrigerator doesn't work right. It had two issues. One of them, it doesn't keep things cool enough. Oops, my dog's going after something. Get over here. Get over here. You don't chase any animals. Go lay down. You're gonna get your training collar on if you don't lay down. He's never been zapped, but he's scared to death of it. Well, actually he was. They accidentally pushed the button on him 3 years ago by total accident. And now all you gotta do is use the little sound. He doesn't like the sound in his ear. Go lay down. He doesn't like the sound in his ear. Oh, we're really hot. Okay. Well, that heated up quick. That's too hot. Let's turn that down. Hope there's still some flame on there. Can't tell. What can I burn? I need some paper. Stick. See if there's a flame on there. Can't see it because of this gas. It's on. There we go. Yeah, now we're on. Okay. Alright, let's get these on there. I didn't get napkins. Back in the truck we go. Paper towels. You can never have too many paper towels in the truck. I've got two full rolls and a partial roll. 2 1/3 rolls. Definitely got to buy some more. And I was at Walmart, didn't buy them. Well, this isn't going to be some gourmet meal. That's for sure, because we've got nothing to go with the steak because of these. Because of the shop, taking shortcuts, putting band-aids on things. And I wasn't gonna say anything bad. I wasn't gonna criticize, but that's ridiculous. Come on, throwing band-aids on stuff. And I told them what was wrong with the truck. One, the refrigerator's bad, needs to be replaced. It doesn't cool off enough to keep things cold. I put 3 solid frozen packs of meat inside that freezer, and it's been supposedly running this whole time, the refrigerator and freezer turned down to the coldest temperature, and it's not cold. It's not cold. They're all thawed out. In just a few hours, everything thawed out. Whoa, that's cooking way too fast. It's cooking way too fast. That's cooking way too fast. For, oh shit. Oh shit. I didn't bring a trash bag out. I'm just doing everything right, aren't I? Everything right. separated. It looks like we got two. Looks like two. No, it's very thinly sliced meat. Very thinly sliced meat. So I don't know. This isn't, I don't know if this is going to work. We'll see. We'll see. I didn't realize it was that thinly sliced. There's like two halves, and then each one of those are sliced almost as thin as bacon. Like I said, because this was not meant to eat this way, we were not meant to eat our food, all our $50 of meat over this weekend. I don't have the vegetables. I have 2 bowls of rice that you just put into a microwave, but I don't have my microwave installed. I just got it sitting in there, so I can't use it. If I had a plastic bag, I could boil it. I could boil the rice in the coffee pot, because you only have to boil it for about 10 minutes. And it's done. It's like cooking cup of soup. They're like little individual servings of rice that you get at the Asian market. Very cool if you don't have time to cook a pot of rice. And really, the only thing I have to cook rice in right now, well, I have a slow cooker up there, but I'm not going to go through that trouble. And I've got this coffee pot I could cook rice in. I'm not going through that trouble either right now. Man, I'm not sure I'm ready to show this off. This is definitely not Chef Exit 61, Chef Vortex at your service. This is throw it in a pan so it doesn't ruin. Let's see. Okay, I've turned off the APU so we can hear each other. Yeah, I can hear you. And show you what I'm doing here a little closer. And a good meat doesn't need much seasoning, but being rushed to cook it is a different story. So I'm going to separate some of these thin slices. I'm going to keep it 2 slices thick, or it's just going to cook too fast. I mean, this stuff is thin like bacon. So I mean, that's nice if you're making a. You could make a beef steak with these. It'd be very thin beef steak. You could do that, but it's really for the Korean hot pot style cooking. Thinly sliced ribeye. This got some wind pulled up in here. Hopefully this dead cat I've got on here, the windsock, hopefully that's doing its job, blocking out the wind. Oh man. Okay, I should just chop this up into cubes, because I'm about ready to give up on doing this right, because there's just no way to do it right now. I don't have what I need, because I wasn't planning on cooking any of this today. I was going to do the longanisa in the morning, but I was going to walk over and get some eggs and little plastic bags at the Shell station, little sandwich bags, and cook up the rice inside the coffee pot. Because like I said, that rice is already made to a point where all you got to do is boil it for 10 minutes inside its own container. The container won't fit because I don't have a pot that big, so I put it in a plastic bag, and that should do the trick. This is a joke. You will definitely see better than this in the future. This is something else. But Loki will love it. He don't care what it looks like. As long as it tastes good, he's on it. And that's the way I'm going to be. I'm not being picky tonight. I don't have nothing to go with it. No rice, no vegetables. I may have to make the coffee just so I have something to go with it. Probably won't make cowboy coffee, probably just boil some water and do a pour over. I need a rock to set this hot skillet on after I'm done. No such luck. No such luck. You know, like a boulder or 3 boulders as to use as a tripod. 3 smaller rocks, I should say, smaller than a boulder. So we're gonna just kind of, I think we're just gonna kind of swirl this around in its own juices and in the seasonal, sort of like a stir fry with nothing in it. A meat stir fry. No vegetables, no onions, no bell peppers. And I'm going to try to collect $100. This is 2 they've ruined because first they let a vehicle go out that isn't functional, completely functional. And then I took it to them and they didn't do anything except maybe flip a circuit breaker. Well, guess what? When a circuit breaker is flipping or a fuse is blowing, that means there's probably a short somewhere. And I'd bet my bottom dollar it's in the refrigerator that won't cool off enough. The short is in the refrigerator causing the circuit breaker to break. Come on. That's basic. That's just common sense right there in my book. If something's tripping a circuit breaker, you got a problem either in the wiring or in the unit itself. And I'm saying it's in the unit because the unit is malfunctioning in 2 different ways. Elementary, my dear Watson. So they should have put the new refrigerator in there, 1, you'd know it'd work. Then they should have run it on, the engine on, for a good 30 minutes to make sure it wasn't going to blow the circuit breaker again, which would have verified the fact that the refrigerator is causing all the problems. And off we go. They go find see, they take shortcuts. This is what shops do, and it's not just this shop. It's not just this shop. It's what shops do in the trucking industry and maybe anywhere for any fleet vehicles. They find something wrong and assume that's the solution and don't think beyond that what caused that to go wrong. Just ludicrous. Okay, I think we've made sure this was thawed plenty. So we're going to crank up the heat and try to brown that steak a little bit. Now we're cooking. Let's get it brown. Because I'm a little afraid of the temperatures throughout the day. And this thing thawing out, I mean, it's fine. You have to thaw the meat out anyway. But it was 99%, 98% thawed out by the time I pulled it out of the refrigerator just now. But still, it's frozen meat. It's thinly sliced. It should be good, but we're not doing the medium rare today. We're doing the medium well done, so that Loki's in my stomach don't have troubles during the drive. I'm not going to continue to film because it's pretty basic. I've got no vegetables going with it. I can't do the rice unless I find some little sandwich bags up there. I'm not sure I have any. I don't think I do. And so there's nothing to go on the side with this at all, except maybe some more of that Korean soup. That's a possibility. I may boil some water and heat up that Korean soup, or I may just make myself some coffee, or I may just get a bottle of water and call it a day. I don't know. We'll see. All right. If I do the coffee, I'll turn the camera back on. So, let me get this straightened out. I have indeed decided to do coffee. So what, I'm just going to heat up some water. I got some cocoa and some New Mexico coffee, which is, I guess, very famous in New Mexico, and brought directly from New Mexico by our friends who often bring me things from Saudi Arabia. Thank you, Arlene. So we've got that. Got my sugar. Got my pour over pot. Carafe, what do you want to call it? And filters. Conical filters, so that'll make it all nice and neat. The first thing I'm going to do, though, and I'm going to turn this off while I do that, is boil a little water inside this skillet we just used, which I already wiped all the particular matter out of there. So I'm just going to boil some water in there, make sure that thing is nice, sterile, clean for next use. Almost like you'd do a cast iron skillet, except I'm not going to be seasoning it, of course, because it's this Teflon. I only brought it because it was easy and quick to grab out of the cabinet. And right now, a little bit until I get used to things, and now I'm questioning things before I ever do any cast iron stuff out here, because that's a lot more work. So I'm turning this off while I clean that skillet. Okay, so hopefully for a little closer look, I'm heating up my water. Just using the coffee pot to heat water with. Got my filter in, and let me get some. I'm gonna get. This is what I usually do. Get back, Loki. This is a 2 tablespoon measuring cup. I think I should just use the tablespoon, because I'm not sure if the thing has to be closed in order for it to be 2 tablespoons. I don't think so, but we'll do it like this. Tablespoons of my New Mexico coffee. If I feel like that's enough. Nah, I'm gonna need 3. Man, that coffee smells good. This coffee smells so good. It smells like it's already got cocoa in it. Cacao. But that's what I'm adding. I'm gonna add a couple of cacao to it. Give it a nice chocolatey flavor. A nice nutty flavor anyhow. Okay. All good. All good. I'll have to mix that all up nice and good. Got some chunks in there. Hopefully this will filter okay. Yeah, I've got the noisemaker on again. So worried about electrical system right now. I don't want to take any chances. I ain't right to have to worry about that shit. But that's why I haven't disclosed the name of the company I work for. Wasn't sure. This is 5 years ago since I worked for him, at least 4 or 5 years ago since I worked for him, and I don't want to, get too excited. Let everybody know what was going on. I've done that too many times, and then it falls through. That's not what I wanted to do this time. I want to make sure everything's smooth. I'm not out here to give these guys a bad rap. It's just, I'm retired. So if things don't work out, reasonable enough for me to be worth being out doing, actually out on the road away from home and working again, then I have to call it quits. That's just the way it is. I'm not one to play games with anything. If they need to get their issues figured out with the shop. You know, somebody needs to bury the hatchet, even if it's in someone's head, and fix that situation, because it's unacceptable for trucks to go out that aren't 100%. 100% as a used truck can be. And this is a low mileage truck. It had like 245,000 miles. Well, no, 250,000 miles. I don't know what it had. 260 something thousand miles. That's young for a truck. That's young. Hadn't even reached middle age yet. Water's starting to boil. Oh, I don't have my... Here we go. Sugar's ready to go. I didn't bring a cup out yet. Good news, man. Alright, I need to go into the truck and get myself a cup, because this thing's almost ready to pour. When you've come to a full boil on water, always let it stand for 30 seconds. Brings it down from the boiling point to about, I think, 100, I can't remember what it is, 198 degrees or something. Whatever it is, 30 seconds is enough to bring it down to pour. You don't want to pour boiling water into your coffee. You don't want to cook your coffee before it ever gets in there, and it's not really safe. Boiling water is kind of volatile. Hitting the wrong surface, it can splatter up into your face or whatever, crack something. So it's always good. A good measure of thumb, a good practice, whatever you want to call it, is to let it set 30 seconds after you've turned the flame off. So we're going to do that. While we're doing that, I'm going to go get me a coffee cup. Come on back over here, back on my side, back on our side over here. Go lay down on the blankie and we'll go in the truck in a minute. Yeah, I'm talking to Loki. All right. Estimate a couple teaspoons of sugar. Do I have a spoon over there? Yeah, I do. I still have a spoon over there. That's good. I don't want to use all this water because I want to use some of the water to pour onto the spatula. So let's see what we got here. I may have to use it all. Settle down. Yeah, good job, good job. You keep them away. Whatever. Oh, you're looking at the fireflies. Those are fireflies. You barking at the fireflies? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, what'd the fireflies do to you? Huh? What'd those fireflies do to you? Don't worry, they're not a threat. Come back this way. Hey, Loki, I'm put you back in the truck. What are you doing? Come back over here where I can see you. Come on, come on. I may not have enough water to pour on the spatula. We may just drink a little bit of coffee, because I definitely want to do that. But you guys, it's getting dark. You got to get the gist of it. Subscribe to my channel. This was definitely not gourmet night. This was definitely not Chef Vortex night. This was definitely not Exit 61's outdoor cooking show. On a level of what I like to see. This would be maybe a 2 on a scale of 5. All right, I'll see you. Thumbs up on the videos, please. Please comment. I'm going to bring a lot better stuff. I've got a lot of ideas for outdoor cooking, including open fires, wood coal, grilling. We're going to do a lot of stuff, different, and it's going to be international, because that's one thing I like doing, is cooking something from just about everywhere. Tonight was just a bunch of Korean sliced meat, stir fried up with nothing in it but seasonal. Woohoo! And a cup of coffee. I would have a gag reel and bloopers But pretty much this whole meal was a blooper. So we won't be doing that. But I did want to show you this. See if we can get this in the light. There we go. That's some really good pour over coffee. Gonna pour it in the cup and we're set. Oh my goodness. That's delicious stuff. The only thing better is a French press or Turkish coffee. And the only thing better than a French press, well actually French press and Turkish coffee are about equal in my taste buds. The only thing better than all of them is cowboy coffee. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that one of these days in the very near future. Stir up that sugar I got in there. Thank you for watching. Y'all come back now. Keep it real. Stay awesome.